Well,
I'm sorry?
And you don't know what it's not either.
But what I'll say.
So you have no idea why or why not he received that money.
What I will say is,
You have no.
How Jasmine Crockett made a hearing about the Biden investigation with IRS whistleblowers about Trump is baffling to me. And on top of that, she ends up looking silly because it seems like she doesn't actually know what she's talking about. It's very entertaining. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to RT News because it ensures YouTube that you're enjoying these videos and in turn, continually show up in your feed, shit out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
First of all, I want to get the elephant out of the room. Just to be clear, both of you provided deposition testimony, and in your depositions, neither one of you ever stated that President Joe Biden interfered with your investigations, correct?
The transcript doesn't include that, no.
Yeah, the transcript does not include that.
Nor does it include that Merrick Garland interfered with your investigations, correct?
The transcript does not say that, no.
Thank you. The reason that I say that is because it's the insinuation that this committee is trying to make, or at least one side of this committee is trying to make, is that for some reason there was interference, and my colleagues continue to make sure that they outline the fact that this investigation actually started under the Trump administration. So that's the reason about who appointed who comes up. But at the end of the day, we have no evidence whatsoever that the president nor the Attorney General of the United States interfered. But I also want to make sure that we outline some legal principles, since we've got so many newfound prosecutors today on this committee. Number one, just to be clear, just because you investigate something, it doesn't necessarily mean that there will be a conviction, correct?
That's correct.
That is correct.
Okay. In fact, in our criminal justice system, you are cloaked in a presumption of innocence. That is what happens under the Constitution, okay? So we all have a role to play. Your role is investigative, correct?
Correct.
All right. So then you have an AUSA who usually...
It's funny because the left, I mean, I guess both sides. No, it's more so on the left. Like, it's guilty until proven innocent 90% of the time. It's just interesting to hear that being stated, but of course it's in defense of Biden because he's the one that's being investigated, or Hunter Biden. It's interesting to hear that coming out of someone on the left's mouth. Also, unnecessary and irrelevant point. Where did the black scent go? Why did she sound so articulate? I'm very confused. Interesting.
Is the one that is responsible for taking the evidence. Actually, they probably have an investigator in their office. There's usually an investigator that is directly within their office that will review any documentation that you provide, and then they will sit down and talk to the AUSA's office about recommendations, like what the charges will look like and things like that. Is that not correct?
If that's correct, I've never seen that.
Okay. Well, let me be clear. There is a level after you get done with your investigation in which the U.S. Attorney's Office then will look at the evidence that you've provided and they will make decisions, correct?
Yes, and they all four assigned attorneys agreed with recommending felony and misdemeanor tax charges.
I heard your testimony before. I'm not going to dispute that. The difference is I've done the defense side of this before. So as far as I'm concerned, it sounds like a sweetheart deal, because I've never pled anyone to every single count of a federal indictment in the first place, unless they only had one count. I have always negotiated, and unlike on the state level, I typically do my negotiations a lot of times before there's even an indictment, because a lot of times my clients are actually turning evidence over and all kinds of things. But the thing is, those conversations have never taken place with an investigator. They always take place with the U.S. attorney. So the point is, you don't have the ultimate charging authority. The people that did, they decided to do what they decided to do for whatever reasons, correct?
So in my experience, I've always been a part of that, at that table, talking to the AUSA and talking about the charging decisions. So that's not accurate to say that I'm not,
so for this,
investigator is not involved in that
So
process.
this time it was a little different for you, and that's why you felt as if something was wrong. But I want to get to something else really quickly. I want to talk about what we should be prosecuting. We should be looking at the fact that in 2017, Trump's first year in office.
There we go. Why are we talking about Trump? This is a hearing with IRS whistleblowers about the Biden investigation. Not even 4 minutes into this video, you're already saying, what we should be doing is Trump. I swear, y'all, y'all got crushes on him or something. Y'all, the way y'all always can't keep that man's name out your mouth. Like, call him out when you need to. It's fine. But like, this is not about that. Let's hear what she has to say. But what are we doing?
He also made $6.5 million from China, his tax returns show. The source of the China payments is not clear from the returns. The payments were a surprise since Trump is an outspoken critic of the $5.8 million that Hunter Biden made. The difference is Trump was our president when he made this money from China, whereas I'm sure you would agree with me, Hunter Biden has always been a private citizen. We've got a lot of other stuff. In fact, it's clear.
The thing is, Trump being the president, when Hunter Biden's father was also president and vice president and had information and connections, and like if he was doing sketchy things through his father, that's still important detail. Like, yes, he's a private citizen. Yes, he is not in political position of power, but you can use that to your advantage. Like, people do that all the time. It's called nepotism. And people can be corrupt within that too. Not saying like if you're a sitting president doing something sketchy, that shouldn't be acknowledged, or like there's not a lot of corruption involved or possible because of the position of power you hold. But it's like, what? I don't know. I feel like it's like bringing that up. Like, it's true, but it's like, okay, but it's not like Hunter is just like a nobody, like some regular everyday American citizen. He's like the son of someone with a lot of power.
That Trump never paid more than $750 in taxes for, I want to say, a total of like 2 years of his taxes, which is absolutely insane. But we also know that it showed that Trump claimed large cash donations to charities, but the report said the IRS did not verify them. The report also said that while Trump's tax filings were large and complicated, the IRS does not appear to have signed experts to work on them. That is shameful. In addition to that, we heard testimony earlier that talked about whether or not you executed a search warrant under Section 913.420 of the DOJ's Justice Manual. It specifically states that when searching the premises of an attorney that is the subject of an investigation, prosecutors are expected to take the least intrusive approach consistent with vigorous and effective law enforcement. It's kind of what they did for Trump when they gave him a number of opportunities to turn over the documents, our national secrets, that he kept in the toilet. But he chose not to, and that's why he is facing federal charges down in Florida. And finally, I just want to make sure that we clear up something about the Central Park 5, because I don't think my colleague from the other side of the aisle understands that not only...
It's so weird because Biden also had files when he was the vice president and not the president. And he did not get the same outrage that Trump had for having files when he was president, keeping files that he had when he was president. And I don't think Biden was supposed to have those files ever. So it's interesting.
Were they found to be not guilty. They were paid $41 million in a 2014 settlement because their civil rights in that lawsuit were violated. In addition to that, we do know that one of the Central Park 5 now serves on city council, Yusuf Salam. So I ask unanimous consent that I allow this.
Without objection to ordered and the lady's time's expired, but would the lady yield to a quick question?
So who?
Would you yield to a question?
Yes.
You made the argument that Trump received $6 million from China or something, and Hunter Biden received the money from China. Do you know exactly what Hunter Biden did to receive the money from China? Because that's something we've had a hard time trying to figure out. I think I know what Trump's businesses were. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just know what his businesses are. I don't know what the Biden's businesses are.
And you don't know what it's not.
Crockett, what do you got to say to that? Trump has businesses. Like, I know where whether it's right or wrong, we know where he's getting his money from. What was Biden, which is what I was trying to say. Hunter Biden has connections. What is he doing? Is he doing it legally? Is it all above board? That's why they're investigating him. There's some sus things involving this individual. That's funny.
Well,
I'm sorry?
And you don't know what it's not either.
But what I'll say...
So you have no idea why or why not he received that money.
What I will say is...
You have
Not the stuttering.
no evidence about it.
Can I submit this MSNBC or this NBC article for the record as well?
Without objection, so ordered.
And I will say that in this article, it specifically says that the source of a number of Trump's monies, it was unclear. He just said that he did have businesses there. He did say that he had opened some bank accounts in China, but they could not find the source of the monies that were paid to him from China.
Chair recognizes Mr. Turner from Kansas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for being here today.
What I find so funny about that is this isn't even about Trump. But yeah, I mean, sure, if you want to investigate Trump, look into that. Go ahead. But that is funny. That's funny. And we still don't know the source for Hunter, which is why we're all here. Which was the point of thought. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down your thoughts below. Jasmine Crockett is something. At least she sounded very articulate. Whether or not what she was saying was intelligent is a whole other conversation. But comment down your thoughts below. I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.